Hi, it's Rabbi Chaim, and I want to talk to you a little bit about the parasha. This week we come to Parashat Vayikra, and I want to introduce it in a very special way. I have something right now here in my home that I want to show you, so hang on 1 second. I want to start by actually reading for you from the very first lines of Sefer Vayikra. Vayikra el Moshe, Vayidaber Adonai elav, me'ohel moed lemor. And he called to Moshe, and God spoke to him from the tent of meeting, saying. But what's most interesting is not the full sentence, but if you go really close, and I want you to look at that first word right in there, you'll see that the first three letters, Vav, Yud, Kuf, Resh, are super big. And then you've got a little teeny tiny Alef right there. In fact, look at the Alef that comes next. That's a full-size Alef, and that's a small Alef. Thinking about that small Alef teaches me a great lesson. You see, Moshe was told, write the word Vayikra, which has an Alef, and it means God called to him. Called to Moshe. I mean, that makes Moshe feel so important that God is picking him. But Moshe didn't want to be the superstar. He didn't want to be the one that was in the spotlight that seemed so important. He wanted it to be, you know what, God just happened to come along, just happened by accident to come and talk to me. Well, if you don't have that little Alef, it changes the word to Vayikar, which means God just happened to come. But God said, no, I want you to have that word with the Alef. So Moshe wrote it very small, as if to say, I'll put the Alef, but I'll make it small. He was being modest, being humble, when you say, I'm not going to be the one that's the center of all the attention. In fact, God is the one who's supposed to be the star. God is at the center. But even though God's at the center, you are in relationship with God. You have a connection to God. And that's really what Parashat Vayikra is all about. Nowadays, when we have somebody that we feel close to, we often want to do something for them. You might make them a special gift. You might make them a card. Sometimes your words themselves are super important. If you want to say I love you, it could be with a hug. If you want to say I'm sorry, it could be with a note that you write. Well, 3,000 years ago, even longer, when we got the Torah, life looked very different. We were shepherds watching our flocks, and we were farmers taking care of the things in the fields. And for us, the most important things were what we grew and the animals we raised. So the Torah in Parashat Vayikra says, if you really want to give a gift to God, and you want to show something is so close to you and special, then give something as special as your animals. And in fact, Vayikra talks about how if you want to make your relationship with God better, that you can bring an animal that's very special to you as a gift. And you would go using the people in the tribe of Levi, the Levi'im, and the people from Aharon, Moshe's brother, from Aharon's family, who were known as the Kohanim. And they would be the ones to help get that gift directly over to God. Now, there might be some people who say, I can't afford a large animal. Well, it said then you could move to a smaller animal. If it wasn't going to be the larger, then it could be the smaller, like a sheep or a goat. And if you say, I still can't afford that, then maybe it would be 2 birds. And if you couldn't afford that, maybe 1 bird. And even if you said 1 bird, I just can't manage that, then you could bring from the grain that you grew, from the flour mixed with a bit of oil. In other words, there was nothing to stop anyone from being close to God by bringing that gift. So in some ways, there were different ones that they would bring. They might bring a gift to say, I'm really sorry, I did something by accident and I didn't mean it. Or that you did something on purposely wrong and you say, I really want to apologize, you bring it for that. Other times they would say, you know what, I'm feeling kind of far away and if I give this gift, it will make me feel close. And the last one might be just if you wanted to celebrate and say thanks to God. Well, nowadays, today, you have to do your part to keep yourself close to God. What do we have? Well, we don't have a Beit HaMikdash, a holy place where we pray to God. So for us, we have to find a way to keep close to God today because we're not shepherds, we're not farmers, and we can't give our animals in the way that we once did when we had a Beit HaMikdash. So instead, we offer our prayers, our words. You can control your relationship with God by when you feel far away that you use your words to bring closer. You want to say you're sorry? Say it to God. You want to say, God, thank you. Say it to God. If you love God, tell God. The words of tefillah allow us to do just that. So remember from Parashat Vayikra, our relationship with God is very important. Just know that you can make it better and better. And it is a relationship that is so worth working on. Have a terrific week.